Hey guys, and welcome back to Deku Tarot and to your daily tarot reading for Tuesday, December 10th, 2019. Sorry about yesterday not having a reading, guys. I just got so busy this weekend, and I also was in a lot of pain, and I just did not have the time or the energy to do the daily yesterday. So, we're going to get into this now, and we're going to look at the energy and how it plays out today, Tuesday, December 10th, 2019. If you haven't, do check out your general readings for December. They're all up for all the signs. And love readings are up for some of the signs, not all of them yet. So check that. Check the ones that are up as well. If you want to book a private reading, guys, for the rest of the year, I am taking half off of any 20-minute or longer reading booked. You can also book readings as gift to others. So email me if you want to get in on any of that. All the information is below this video in my description box. Enough of that, though. We're using the Game of Thrones tarot here, and we're going to see how today plays out. Oh. I like that. Oh, okay. All right, well, I kind of had a feeling he was going to be there, but I really like the rest of this, honestly. This seems like a very positive day. We're going to use, I don't know what we want to use to clarify. I might just end up clarifying with the same deck just because I'm really feeling it right now. But Temperance being your overall energy for the day here, things are coming back into alignment. There are new things that you are probably learning or exploring here. It just feels like, things that have been either opposite or, the tension between opposites, issues between, any area of life, like things that come, what is the word, impede on us in terms of us getting where we want to get to. I feel like I'm having a hard time Englishing this, but there is just a sense of real balancing and coming into positive, even negotiations with people here. There's an assessment of our priorities and really getting our balance right here. Really, it just asks us to really address what's been out of kilter, and I just feel that there's a kind of calm, positive energy to that today. Yes, there's obviously work involved. There is the Six of Swords, which is always a positive when you get a six, but Six of Swords I really enjoy because it has you moving on to better pastures. You're leaving one chapter behind. You're leaving something behind here. The lessons, I'm sorry, not the lessons, but the emotions and all that other stuff we can leave there, but we take the lessons that we've learned with us. Four of Spears right in the middle. That's kind of like that gateway, that doorway. And I love it being in the center because it feels like we're doing a lot of work here. It's like here is, I'm going to find a way to describe this here because this feels very, if you were to go and make a sandwich or, a big dinner even for somebody, you would need to prioritize in terms of getting this, getting that, getting all that other stuff. And then there's like that ingredient X here, what is that special spice, that special mustard that you use or something like that. You could have all of these other things that are, the normal efforts being put in. And yet there's something that else that gets you to that Four of Spears that we haven't really been able to address or discount here, or account for, sorry. Because the Seven of Swords, and as I said that, I can just hear my partner sneeze in the other room. So for me, that's a very special message when I get people sneezing or even dogs barking while I'm saying something or having a message or something come in. But it just feels like there is something extra that we can't really account for, that we don't really know about, that kind of comes in and kind of makes it all, mixes it all up. If you're missing that, what I've been trying to say with the food analogy, I'm having a hard time with it, but if you were to make a soup and it was missing that one last ingredient and then somebody came over and splashed it with something extra, you'd be like, what was that? That's exactly what it needed. That's exactly what it needed for it to come all into alignment. So let's get some clarifiers. All right, with the Aquarian Tarot here. Clarify the overall energy of temperance for today. I don't know if I want to use the Aquarian Tarot. I'm not vibing it, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to continue to use the Game of Thrones, because nothing else is really vibing. So let's clarify temperance here, that energy of the day. Anything else that we need to know in terms of the energy of the day and what is coming up here? Ooh, there has been painful endings. I mean, I feel like readings have been really weird and esoteric and kind of harsh lately, and I think that we all know that. We've all been very aware of it, especially in the dailies, but Ten of Swords is there. That brings up the feelings of, failures, of mistrust in others, because we've been stabbed in the back. Literally, traitor. We've been stabbed here. We've been hurt, and we're trying to recover from endings that maybe we didn't fully plan for or want. Six of Swords with the Nine of Cups reversed. I like that, because it feels to me, when the Nine of Cups is reversed, there have been illusory qualities and kind of a dreamy quality to the situation that's very, it's very pie in the sky. It's not realistic when I get the Nine of Cups reversed, because it just feels like there has been a lot of, what is the word I'm looking for here? A lot of high, too high. No, that's not right. That's not even like the way to say that. But the expectations have been too high. We have been assuming, it's all going to work out, be perfect and amazing. But there's disconnection. There is a sense of desperation almost with the Nine of Cups reversed in terms of what we want. But again, there just need to refocus here and figure out what's really coming into line. Putting certain things before others. Don't put the cart before the horse in some sense today. Don't fully put the material ahead of the emotional. Let's clarify. Seven of Swords. How this kind of comes together here with Eight of Coins, Seven of Swords. Yeah. Weird. That comes out reversed. Okay, well, there we go. The Sun, the Devil reversed, the Six of Spears. And that's success. We have two sixes here, so things are moving forward. We are in the flux of things moving on. And I think, with the Sun reversed and the Devil reversed, that can be a bit of a harsh, focus on what needed to be changed here. Maybe we're very willing to see it in others and not so much in ourselves. But once we start working on ourselves here, once we start realizing, oh, hey, I've done X, Y, and Z, but, maybe I didn't really look at my role in this. Maybe I didn't look at something, some type of aspect here about myself that needed to be changed in terms of mindset, in terms of how we deal with the situation, even in terms of our emotions and how we're communicating towards others in a situation. But it's interesting. When the Sun is reversed, there's just like this more, I have a hard time saying it. It's like, it just feels like you might need some time here almost to get your time. You might need a little more time. I don't know why I can't English today. To get your time in the Sun here. It's like it requires a little bit more patience, a little bit extra work here. And we might be assuming, oh, this should be mine already. This could be mine now. But there has to be a little bit more work put in here. And something else that we haven't even, I think, again, accounted for. Something that we couldn't have known about, It's like the missing ingredient or the missing situation. And it does kind of make, and it will make sense. It will make sense. When the Seven of Cups is reversed, you will figure out what that seven, it's like figuring it out here. You've been trying to figure out what has been off, what has not been in alignment here. And as you kind of let something go and make a realization of the unhealthy energies that maybe you brought into your life here. Maybe, we've done X, Y, and Z, and, maybe there has been a traitor situation and we could blame somebody else for all these other things. But we're also almost there at that Four of Spears, but It's realization of a different nature that kind of comes in to help at the Tower and the Nine of Spears. Something to do with boundaries, something to do with our own perseverance, and I think almost something that we weren't ready to see up until now. So let this kind of stuff percolate out. Let it come forward the way it must. Big energies today, obviously. Things are going to be successful. So let's get some cards, a little bit of advice here with the Romance Angels and then the Halloween Oracle. So this is the Doreen Virtue Romance Angel deck here. I don't know, I like this. I feel like it's almost like you're working through a process here. A very clear, very genuine approach here, but you're missing something, and maybe it's not your fault here, but you might have been jaded by a situation and not either had any hope or had too high of hopes, too high expectations, and something is kind of bringing it down to reality and releasing you from the confusion. Ooh, soulmate. Could be a soulmate situation, and maybe we've been wrestling with this for a while, and, you know, do I want to be with this person? Do I not want to be with this person? And you might be wondering, is this your soulmate? Yes, they are. And there are lessons to be learned here. There is new ways of going about things, but there's also very deep personal revelations and realizations about what our role is in all of this, and really what we bring to the table, you know, how we are actually affecting this. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. This is different. And I think that a lot of people have like this specific version and idea of what a soulmate or, you know, the person I'm going to end up with is, and it's like a twin flame and all this stuff, but it's not. I got to tell you, life's never really like that. It's always a surprise, always an adventure. Very Sagittarian way to put that. So let's see here. Ooh, wow. Yes, literally, it is the blind spots. I think that'll be your title for today, is blind spots. Or, you know, the blind spot. Again, I feel like this came up recently, but the blind spot revealed. I remember using that as a title. Where is it? Skull of Darkness. Here we are. Blind spots. So, we may not appreciate or like certain aspects of ourselves, and yet sometimes our greatest treasures lie within these areas. How many times have you heard of famous artists or people being extremely successful in their fields being, or people be extreme, oh my god, hold on, I don't know what is wrong with me today. How many times have you heard of famous artists or people extremely successful in their fields being bullied for being so different? Yet it is their very differences from others that make them so powerful. Additionally, all of us at some stage of life have certain blind spots that may cause us grief and trouble. Although we cannot see the issue clearly, it is the repeated patterns of pain that may alert us to them, symptoms if you will. For example, the same things keep happening over and over again. We may be betrayed repeatedly, fail at something repeatedly, not complete tasks continually. Peace and pattern breaking can be achieved by doing the work and uncovering our blind spot, or even consulting trusted close friends or professionals to assist us to see what we cannot. So there is blind spots here. Things that we couldn't possibly know, it feels like, or couldn't possibly see unless we had a rear view mirror, unless we had a different way of looking at this, and that's okay. Because it does feel like things are coming out in the wash today. Things are falling, they're coming out. And the Tower says that there will be changes. I do feel like the Tower and the Seven of Swords here have a lot to do with each other, and it is what leads you to that Four of Wands, gets you there. We have been working hard at this. We are ready to move forward, so start bringing things into alignment and stop letting that kind of stress you out. It will come in once you just kind of allow. All right, so thank you guys so much for all of your support. Do check out your monthly gem rolls as well as your love readings. Make sure to subscribe, share if you enjoyed it, and if you think it could help somebody, I do appreciate it. Check me out over on Instagram, guys, and have a wonderful and blessed day. Thank you. Namaste.